and the goal here is we're going to move it right just a little bit because kind of the meat and potatoes of the group here is just a little low right. So again, based off those turrets, the nice thing of having minute of angle turrets is that it's already in inches for you, even though you're using a mil-radian reticle. So with that, since each click is a half minute or 0.2 mil-radian, and we're at 50 yards, so at 100 yards that would be one click would equal half an inch, and since we're half that, one click is going to equal a quarter inch. So looking like we need to just move about a half inch or so, so we're going to give it 2 clicks to the right and maybe a quarter inch up, and then we'll shoot another group at another pasty and show you guys how accurate those turrets are adjusting and give you guys a good framework on how well this scope performs. All right, so we just shot that group. We got all the shots in and around the pasty at point aim, point impact. The ones that are out are likely just a little bit of shooter error, but from there it just shows the accuracy that the turrets are tracking at for the measurement that they prescribe on the turrets themselves. So at this point, we're happy with that 0. We're happy with how the turrets are tracking. We're now going to go ahead and float the turrets, and we'll show you how to do that, and then shoot a confirmation group in the top left pasty. Okay, so now we're going to go over the process of floating. It's pretty straightforward and easy with this scope. We're pretty pleased with how it's going to go. So as you can see, we came up to 5.5 minutes, and then we came right about 9 minutes. So the process for that, if you can't see the windage, it's all right. It's at 9 minutes right, but you should be able to see the elevation at 5.5 there. So what we're going to do now is take just an Allen key. There's a single screw here at the top. You're going to go ahead and loosen this all the way. One thing that you do need to be very careful about is you need to put a lot of pressure downwards on the turret. Otherwise, you risk accidentally revving the turret and losing that 0. You want to make sure that you do not feel any clicks as you rotate this. You can take the screw all the way out, which is what we'll demonstrate just to show it's not a big deal. However, if you unscrew it enough, you can simply lift it up and turn it. But what we're going to do, so that way we can actually use this reticle and scope for some long range shooting, is we're going to put it back to 0. Just like that. The 0 is going to be lined up with the word up in the center. Screw the screw back in, and that's going to maintain our 0, and then with a ballistic solver, we're going to be able to dial up our come-ups for different elevations if we want to do long range. If you want to go ahead and just throw the scope cap, the turret cap on immediately after and not float it, that's also a option. However, from there you're going to be solely reliant on holds. So we're going to go ahead and now float the windage. All right, floating the windage is going to be the exact same as the elevation. Pull it off. Again, just like the elevation, a single screw. We're going to line up the 0 mark, lined up with the word right. Going to shoot for right at the R there. All right, as you can see, we've now floated, and what we're going to do now is shoot that confirmation group at the top left pasty, and we'll show you how that looks. All right, as you can see here, we just shot 4 rounds. So this is the first shot, followed by 3 shots right here, all touching each other. The first shot is just due to dirty gun, hard trigger. After that, you figure it out. But with that, we got 3 shots, all touching each other, honestly, within a half minute. Obviously, that does show the condition of the weapon system, but that does go to show the accuracy of the turrets being adjusted and those clicks, and each click actually representing what it says on the turret. So we're pretty impressed. After this, we're going to go ahead and shoot a bunch of drills, put about 200 to 300 rounds through it, and then do another confirmation 0 to see how well it holds. Okay, so we're at the 10-yard line, and all we're doing is seeing what the drop is. So taking some initial shots in some groups, looking at what the mils are, and then converting that into our clicks of 0.2 increments and dialing that up. So we're at 8 minutes of angle now, just moving up about 2 mils, and from there we're now point of aim, point of impact at 10 yards.